Have you ever wondered what exactly turns a casual chat into a deal that could actually hold up in court? Well, it all boils down to one simple but super powerful legal idea: the offer. It's the starting block for everything from buying your morning coffee to signing a massive contract. And today, we are going to pull it apart and see how it works. Okay, let's make this real. Picture this. You're moving, and you say to your friend, "Hey, I'll give you $50 if you help me move next Saturday." Simple enough, right? They say yes. So, is that a real enforceable contract? If you change your mind, could they actually sue you for that $50? The answer is, well, it's complicated, but by the time we're done here, you'll know exactly why. So, to figure out our moving day problem, we have to get into the weeds a little bit. The whole answer is wrapped up in the legal definition of an offer. And what's really interesting is that the law actually gives us two different ways to get there, two clear paths to making a real offer. So here they are, our two blueprints for an offer. On one side, you've got path one, you make a promise, and this is key, you really intend for that promise to be binding. On the other side, path two is all about just being super, super clear with your terms. Let's dig into that first one, the one that's all about the promise. All right, let's talk about path one. To build a solid offer this way, you need a couple of key ingredients. The first one is the absolute foundation of the whole thing. It all starts with the promise. So what is a promise in this sense? It's really just a commitment. It's you saying you will do something, or maybe that you won't do something. When you say, "I will pay you $100 for that bike," that's a commitment. It's a clear statement of action. But, and this is a big but, a promise all by itself isn't enough. It's missing its crucial other half. And that brings us to the second ingredient, which is honestly the most important one: the intent. This is the secret sauce. This is what turns a casual comment you might make at a party into a serious proposal with real legal weight. Right, so here's the deal. It's all about the intention to be bound. This means you're signaling, hey, if you say yes to this, we have a deal, it's on. It's the huge difference between saying something like, "Man, I'd probably pay $1,000 for a car like that," versus looking someone in the eye and saying, "I am offering you $1,000 for this car, right now." It's about being serious. It's about meaning business. Okay, so that's the whole promise plus intent model. But what if what you said doesn't really sound like a promise? Well, the law has another option for us. It's an alternative path that isn't about making promises, but about being unbelievably, undeniably clear. This second path is all about cutting through any confusion. It's when you lay everything out so clearly and so completely that the promise and your intent to be bound are just obvious. The clarity itself basically becomes the offer. Think about a formal price quote you get from a mechanic. It lists the exact parts, the price for each, the labor costs, the date it'll be done. There's no fluff. It's basically saying, here are the exact terms. If you say, okay, this is what's happening. The sheer level of detail screams, I am ready to be bound by this. There's no room for misunderstanding. Okay, we have our legal toolkit now. So let's circle all the way back to the beginning. Your friend, the $50, the moving day. Can we finally solve this thing? Was that a real, legally binding offer? Let's run it through our little checklist. Step one, was there a promise? Yeah, for sure. I'll give you $50 is a promise to do something, so it checks that box. Now for step two, the big one. Was there a real intention to be legally bound? Think about the context. It's between friends, it's a casual setting. A court would probably look at that and say, nah, it sounds way more like a friendly gesture than a formal contract. The intent just wasn't there. So almost certainly not a binding offer. So we've broken down the definition, but you might be thinking, okay, that's interesting, but why does this really matter in my day-to-day life? Well, because understanding what an offer is like knowing the fundamental rule for every single agreement you'll ever make. Look, this is ground zero for any deal. If you don't have a valid offer, you can't even start to form a contract. It's the bright, shining line that separates just brainstorming from a serious, legally significant proposal. Knowing this can save you from huge headaches, like thinking you've landed a freelance gig when you were really just spitballing ideas. When you get this, it empowers you. You know when you've made a real offer, and you can spot one when it's made to you. So if there's one thing to take away from all this, it's this. A legal offer is so much more than just words. It's not a suggestion. It's not an idea. It is the official starting pistol for a potential deal. It's the moment the whole conversation flips from what if to this is happening, if the other person just says yes. So now, as you go about the rest of your day, just look around. That price tag on a sweater, that email from a contractor with a quote, that for sale sign in a car window. Are they just invitations to start a conversation? Or are they actual legal offers, just sitting there waiting for someone to accept and seal the deal? What offers are you going to see a little differently now?